The English version, rewritten. Does it ever hit you that you're moving through a life that isn't really yours? Like you're a character in a play, speaking lines from a screenplay you never agreed to. That stirring deep in your core is not by chance. It's your true self begging to be heard. Let's be clear, you were not brought into this world simply to cover bills, grind through a 9 to 5, and count down the days to Friday. You arrived here with a far grander calling, armed with special abilities, and entrusted with a singular purpose. But somewhere on your journey, something shifted. You were made to lose sight of your fundamental nature. This has a name, conditioned spiritual forgetfulness. And it's entirely by design. From your very first breath, a hidden system begins to erase your cosmic blueprint. It's like a deliberate wiping of the most crucial data on your internal hard drive. The files that detail your true self, your innate strengths, and the real purpose of your journey. Let's think about this together. As a kid, how often were you told your head was in the clouds? How many times were your imaginative wings trimmed when you described worlds unseen? How frequently were you squeezed into a tiny, pre-made box and told, this is reality? Every single, don't you dare. Every, get your head out of the clouds. Every, stop dreaming, added another film over your original awareness. With each new layer, you were pulled further from your source. You were trained to second, guess your gut feelings, to disregard the signs from the universe, and to see yourself as just one tiny speck of dust on an endless shore. Our modern world is a machine that manufactures spiritual amnesia, and it runs non-stop. Schooling drills you on memorizing facts, but leaves you clueless about who you are on the inside. The media relentlessly feeds your brain with cues on what to desire, what to wear, and what to believe, but fails to teach you how to hear your own inner guidance. The whole economic structure has you chasing targets that were never yours, striving for ambitions implanted in your mind by others. You get up before the sun, battle traffic, pour yourself into work that leaves you cold, only to return home depleted and do it all over again. In that cycle, where is the moment to check in with yourself? Where's the opportunity to ask who you truly are? It's done on purpose, because a human being who is plugged into their divine core is a threat to any system that demands compliant workers. Someone who recalls their own power will never be content with scraps. A soul that is truly awake refuses to live a diminished existence, but there's a secret they fail to mention. This state of forgetting is not final. Your essence is whole. Your unique talents are whole. Your link to the divine is whole. It has all been there, just waiting for the perfect chance to re-emerge. And that chance might be right now. If these sentences resonate deep in your chest, your moment has arrived. Your inner self is sending out signals that are getting stronger and clearer, and it's time for you to learn their language. There is a truth I have to share with you. Your inner self is never silent. It's in a constant state of communication, broadcasting signs, engineering events, and moving people into and out of your life. The issue is that the majority of people have no idea how to translate this dialogue. But you are not like the majority. The fact that you are here, taking this in, means some part of you is already tuned to these frequencies. And today, you will learn to spot every single one. The first signal is impossible to miss once you grasp its significance. Repetitive dreams. I don't mean the hazy dreams that vanish 5 minutes after you open your eyes. I'm referring to the dreams that burn into your mind, that repeat over and over, that feel more tangible than your waking life. These kinds of dreams have distinct markers. They often unfold in locations you've never been to, yet they trigger a profound sense of familiarity. You encounter individuals you don't know, yet they stir a deep feeling of connection. In these dreams, you speak tongues you've never studied, you navigate paths you've never traveled, and you possess skills you've never learned. These are not common dreams. They are echoes of other lifetimes, fragments of existences past, or even glimpses into potential futures. Your soul leverages the dream state to remind you of who you have been and all you are capable of becoming, but the signals don't end when you wake up. An even more astonishing pattern is unfolding in your daily life. Synchronicities, those coincidences so flawless, so on point, they can feel a bit spooky. You're thinking about a friend, and your phone rings with their name. You're searching for an answer, and you overhear it in a stranger's conversation. You're stuck on a problem, and someone materializes with the exact solution. You start noticing the same sequence of numbers popping up everywhere. On your watch, on license plates, on your grocery bills, on phone displays. Most will write this off as good fortune or pure chance, but you have to see that there is no such thing as mere chance. And then you have the most profound indicator, that persistent feeling of not quite fitting in with this world. Like you are an exchange student in a land that is not your home. Like you're dressed in a costume that was never tailored for you. You glance around and witness people finding total joy in things that mean nothing to you. They are captivated by distractions, stressed by issues that feel trivial, and living lives that seem hollow, while you stand there baffled at how they can be content with so little. This feeling is not a sign of arrogance. It is not a sense of being better than others. It is your soul reminding you that your origins are in a place far vaster, far richer, far more interconnected. You don't truly belong here, at least not entirely. Your actual origin is multi-layered. You are a consciousness that coexists across many realities, on many frequencies, in many planes of being. The sliver of you that is present in this physical body is only a tiny piece of your real scope. This is why you feel like an outsider. This is why you are on a quest for something you can't put a name to. This is why you crave transcendence, meaning, and connection. It's because you have a faint memory of a much more elevated way of being. Another undeniable signal is the existential crisis that strikes without warning. You're going about your regular life, and suddenly, you're hit with a wave of deep unease. You begin to question absolutely everything. Your career, your bonds with others, your past decisions, your life's meaning. It all feels meaningless. The world labels this as depression or anxiety, but often, these are actually crises of awakening. Your soul is compelling you to examine a life that lacks authenticity, shoving you out of what's comfortable, and generating the necessary friction to make you seek something more. Now, you should hear something that altered the course of my own life. The secret I'm about to share has been guarded for thousands of years. All of humanity's great sages, from the rulers of Egypt to the monks of Tibet, from indigenous shamans to the alchemists of Europe, used the very same practice. They understood something that was purposefully wiped from our common history. They knew the method for rebuilding the soul's memory. You can see hints of this wisdom woven through all the world's sacred writings. But it's always veiled, always disguised in symbols and stories. What was the reason? Because this kind of power would be a liability in the wrong hands. Because a fully conscious human race would be impossible to subjugate. In ancient Egypt, this rite was performed inside the secret passages of the pyramids. The pharaohs were not simply monarchs. They were beings who had restored the memory of their own divine nature. They employed spiritual tools that we might call magical today, but which were completely normal for one who had recalled their true capabilities. The pyramid texts mention the opening of the way and the rising of the inner fire. These were not just symbolic phrases. They were technical manuals on how to reignite cosmic awareness while still in a physical body. In ancient India, the rishis, the great seers, pioneered what we now call yoga and meditation. But in their original form, these were highly specific techniques to access the Akashic memory, the universal field where every experience of your soul is stored. The Vedas, humanity's most ancient scriptures, talk about the Atman, the true essence that exists beyond the physical form. They provide exact methods for establishing contact with this higher self. This was not a religion, it was a spiritual science in practice. In Tibet, the lamas mastered what is known as the bardo, the power to consciously travel between different planes of existence. They understood that death is merely a doorway between realms, and that these other realms can be accessed while still living. The Tibetan holy books refer to tulkus, individuals who can recall their former lives and choose to return with a specific purpose. They aren't describing reincarnation as a random event. They are detailing a deliberate and self-guided process. Among the native cultures of the Americas, shamans utilize sacred herbs and precise ceremonies to temporarily pass away and come back with the full memory of their true identity. They were aware that what we call reality is just the thinnest layer of existence. Shamans were more than just medicine men. They were navigators of dimensions, able to retrieve information from other realities to bring healing and wisdom to their tribes. In medieval Europe, the alchemists concealed this knowledge within chemical diagrams and cryptic texts. They were not attempting to make gold from lead. They were mapping the journey of transforming a regular human awareness into a divine one. The elixir of eternal life they searched for was not a physical drink. It was a state of awareness where you remember your own immortality. The philosopher's stone was not a tangible rock. It was the master key for awakening the soul. But why was this knowledge so heavily guarded? Why is it not a part of any school curriculum? Why have you never been told about it in a straightforward way? The reason is quite direct. A fully awakened humanity is ungovernable. What if everyone understood they were a divine entity having a temporary human journey? What if everyone recalled their inherent powers? What if everyone knew they had the ability to shape their own world? There would be no more willing servants. No more people content with playing small, constrained roles. The fear of death would dissolve because everyone would know their own eternal nature. Desperate fighting for scraps would end because everyone would realize they exist in a cosmos of infinite supply. This is why this wisdom was methodically scrubbed from the public record. This is why it was repackaged as religion, a system you're meant to have faith in, but never directly know. This is why it was branded as esoteric, meant only for a select few. But the world is different now. We are in an unprecedented era of human history. The universe's energies are coming into a configuration that has not occurred in millennia. And this cosmic shift is making a mass awakening possible. The practice used by the ancient sages is not difficult. It does not demand decades of scholarly pursuit. It does not call for any special items. It doesn't rely on complex rituals with candles and smoke. It asks for just two things: a sincere desire and the bravery to meet your true self. Because this is the secret nobody ever tells you. You already possess this ability. This knowledge is encrypted in your spiritual DNA. It's written on your very soul. This technique isn't something to be learned from scratch. It's something that needs to be recalled. When you were very young, you understood things you shouldn't have known. You perceived things you shouldn't have seen. You felt things you shouldn't have felt. That was not just a child's fantasy. You were still plugged in. You still had the memory. Then you were conditioned to forget. You were taught to question your perceptions. They convinced you it was all in your head. And bit by bit, you began to power down these innate gifts. But they never vanished. They simply went into a dormant state. And with the proper method, you can bring them back online. You can return to being the person you have always been, now armed with the wisdom and life experience you've gathered. The ritual I'm about to show you is effective because it just clears away the interference that was layered over your natural state of being. It's no different than wiping grime off a mirror. The mirror's reflective perfection was always there. You just need to remove what's blocking you from seeing your own true reflection. Your soul is in constant dialogue with you, but its language isn't words. It employs a far more elegant, more exact, and more potent communication, the language of cosmic codes. And the very first code you must learn to translate is the numbers that show up again and again in your life. This is not about surface level numerology. This is practical cosmic mathematics. Have you registered that you seem to glance at the clock at the exact same minute, that the same numeric sequences appear on cars, bills, and phone screens? that specific dates seem to repeat throughout your history with an obsessive quality. These are not accidental occurrences. They are directional markers that your soul is using to steer you. Every number possesses a unique frequency, a distinct vibration, and a particular packet of information. When you repeatedly see 11-10-11, for instance, your soul is signaling that an energy gateway is open. This is the prime time to declare your wishes, to crystallize your goals, and to touch higher planes of consciousness. This is not a superstition. It's a principle of quantum reality. The number 1111 signifies the bridge between your human awareness and your higher self. It's like two separate worlds touching for a brief moment, opening a window for rapid manifestation. When you notice sequences such as 222-333 or 444, your soul is providing confirmation that your current path is correct. Each of these sequences holds a precise meaning for the phase you're in. 222 relates to partnership and balance. It shows up when you need to have faith in the journey, to be patient, and to collaborate, either with others or with the unseen support around you. 333 is about self-expression and creative flow. It appears when you need to voice your personal truth, engage your artistic talents, and connect with your inner joy or with ascended guides. 444 is about stability and building strong foundations. It shows up when you are constructing something significant in your life, when discipline is needed, and when angelic forces are closely assisting you. But your soul's codes are much richer than just numbers. They show up in dates that repeat across your life in profound ways. Birthdays, endings, partnerships, new beginnings, major shifts. All these events trace patterns that are anything but random. For example, you might find that your biggest life changes consistently occur in the same month, on the same calendar day, or in years sharing the same final digit. This is because your soul schedules these moments to align with specific arcs of development. Your soul plans in cycles of 7, 9, 11, and 22 years. Each of these spans marks a distinct chapter in your spiritual story. When you grasp these cycles, you can anticipate and align with the major transitions ahead. Another potent code is the names that repeatedly surface in your experience. You might observe that you are frequently drawn to people with the same name, or names that share a meaning or initial. This isn't just chance. Names vibrate at specific frequencies. When your soul draws people with similar names to you, it is building an energetic resonance that helps certain lessons or experiences unfold. It's like a conductor tuning the instruments of a universal orchestra. And it goes even deeper. The locations of your birth, your home, your work, and your travels all correspond to specific energetic points on a map. Every single spot on the planet holds a distinct frequency, an individual energy, and a particular role in your spiritual journey. Some are born in places of high spiritual vibration to begin life already aware. Others start in low vibration areas to master the art of connection through adversity. Some are meant to be nomadic, absorbing a variety of energies. Others are meant to stay put, to cultivate a deep bond with one place. All of this is choreographed by your soul before you even arrive. It selects the location, the family, the hardships, and the gifts to design the perfect stage for your unique development. But the most captivating code might be those recurring dreams. I'm not referring to the nonsensical dreams where reality is jumbled. I'm talking about the dreams that replay with slight changes, always set in the same environment, with the same figures acting out the same story. These dreams are direct communications from your soul. They are replaying events from other lifetimes that need closure, showing you futures you can choose, or giving you a window into parallel worlds where other versions of you are having different adventures. Once you learn to interpret these dreams, you unlock a massive personal archive of data about your identity, your history, and your potential path. It is like gaining access to a private cosmic database every single night. The master key to unlocking all these codes is simply to start noticing. The average person is on autopilot, bouncing between tasks, never pausing to see the intelligent design unfolding all around them. But you are not the average person. You are conscious enough to sense the higher intelligence that is orchestrating your life. You are receptive enough to catch the messages your soul is broadcasting. You are courageous enough to align your actions with this higher wisdom. And here is the most astonishing part. The more you tune into these codes, the more frequent they become. The more you understand them, the more intricate and personalized they get. It is as if your soul is evaluating your readiness to handle more complex information. This is happening because you are literally growing a new sensory faculty. You are switching on capabilities that have been in sleep mode. You are learning how to perceive the world with senses that extend far beyond the physical five. There is a precise point in your journey when a total shift will occur. When your soul's awakening will become permanent, when the memory of your true identity will be so powerful that you could never misplace it again. And this event is not left to chance. It aligns with the perfect cosmic schedule that you can learn to recognize and even accelerate. I saw this pattern when I delved into the biographies of humanity's greatest spiritual figures. Buddha's awakening at 35, Jesus' ministry at 30, Muhammad's revelation at 40. Each of them experienced their turning point at a time that matched exact astrological and numerological sequences. This is not a coincidence. It is as if the cosmos arranges specific windows of opportunity for every soul's great awakening, times when universal forces align to make profound transformation easier. You also have these windows. They typically occur in cycles related to ages 7 and 29, but the most impactful ones are at ages 33, 44, and 55, the designated master years, when your soul is positioned to make quantum leaps in its evolution. But it gets even more precise. There are energy gateways that open periodically throughout the year. These are times when the divider between the physical and spiritual worlds thins out, when accessing higher states of awareness becomes effortless, and when awakening practices have a dramatically amplified effect. The equinoxes and solstices are widely known, but there are other dates that are just as potent: new moons, full moons, eclipses, planetary alignments, the passing of comets. Every one of these celestial events bathes the earth in a unique frequency. When you learn these frequencies, you can harness them to speed up your own awakening. For instance, the new moon is the ideal time to sow seeds of new beginnings. It is when you should voice your intentions to the universe, define your ambitions, and launch new ventures. The energy is aligned with initiation, creation, and bringing things into being. The full moon is a time for energetic completion. It is when you should engage in practices of gratitude, release, and clearing. It's the perfect moment to tune into your intuition, your psychic sensitivities, and your sacred inner power. Eclipses function as cosmic reset buttons. They are portals that enable swift and significant shifts in your world. Anything you declare and focus on during an eclipse carries a manifestation power that is amplified tenfold. But here is the piece of wisdom few understand. The absolute peak time to engage in the awakening practice is during what is called the sacred window. This is the time frame between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., when the veil between realms is at its most transparent. Drop a comment below and let me know. Do you find yourself waking up between 3 and 6 for no reason? Or do your most powerful dreams happen then? I'm curious to see how many of you have felt this. During this window, your analytical mind is quiet, your intuition is heightened, and the static from external energies is at its lowest. It is like having a direct, clear connection to the higher planes of existence. Every mystic across all traditions has understood this. This is the reason they rose before dawn to meditate, to pray, and to do their sacred work. It was not merely about spiritual grit, it was about scientific insight into the optimal timing for divine connection. But there's an even more personal time you should be aware of, the exact time of your birth. If you came into this world at 2:30 in the afternoon, for instance, that exact time each day is a unique energy gateway just for you. At that specific moment, the cosmic forces align in the very same pattern as when you decided to enter this life. It is as if the universe sends you a daily reminder of your foundational purpose. And here's where it gets amazing. As you start to align with your personal cosmic clock, the universe begins to schedule major life events to coincide with these times. You'll receive a life-changing call at the very minute you were born. You'll make a pivotal choice during an eclipse. You'll meet a significant person on a new moon. This happens because you are syncing up with the organic flow of your soul. You're no longer swimming against the tide, but are now carried by its current. But there's a much grander timeline you should grasp, the timeline of your soul's own journey. Every soul follows predictable stages of growth that mirror a universal blueprint. The first stage is programmed forgetting, which typically spans from birth to around age 28. This is when you're mastering the human experience, gathering data and building your personality. The second stage is initial awakening, often from age 29 to 42. This is when you begin to ask bigger questions, search for a mission, explore spirituality, and feel a pull towards something more. The third stage is deep remembering, usually between ages 43 and 56. Here, you genuinely recall who you are, cultivate your abilities, discover your calling, and start acting as a conduit for higher energies. The fourth stage is mastery, generally from age 57 onwards. In this phase, you embody wisdom and become a mentor, a leader, and a beacon for other awakening souls. These are, of course, general guidelines. Some souls move through this process faster. Others require more time. Some might bypass certain stages, while others might repeat them. The crucial part is to identify which stage you are currently in and to understand what lies ahead. The moment you've been anticipating is here. I will now show you the precise method for the ritual that can reawaken your soul's memory. This practice has been guarded for ages, shared only from teacher to student, shielded from the general public. But first, a serious word of caution is necessary. This is not a casual exercise. What you are about to do will access very deep parts of your being. It will bring forward memories that have been long buried. It will switch on abilities that have been inactive. It will permanently alter how you see the world. If you wish to master this connection to the universe and learn to consciously shape your reality, I invite you to the Quantum Thinking Challenge. This is a 21-day program where you will rewire your mind, elevate your frequency, and unlock your true energetic power. For 3 weeks, you will receive daily exercises designed to shift your vibration and help you attract your deepest desires. The initial members are already reporting incredible results in their lives. Are you prepared to see yours? Find the link in the top pinned comment. Now, let's begin the technique. The first move is to set up a sacred environment. You need a location where you will not be disturbed for at least half an hour. It can be your bedroom, a study, or even a quiet corner. The key is that you feel completely secure and at ease. Power down all your electronics, your phone, TV, laptop, all of it. These gadgets broadcast frequencies that disrupt the delicate energy fields you're about to tune into. It's like trying to find a clear radio signal amid heavy static. Sit in a comfortable position, but with your back straight. You can use a chair, a meditation cushion, or even sit on your bed, as long as your posture is upright without strain. A straight spine is vital. It acts as an antenna, connecting your physical energy with the energy of the cosmos. Here comes the most critical element, the breath that unlocks dimensional doorways. This is not your typical breath. It is a precise rhythm designed to change your brain's frequency and grant you entry to higher states of awareness. Breathe in slowly and deeply through your nose for a count of 4. Gently hold that breath for a count of 7. Now, exhale completely through your mouth for a count of 8. You will repeat this breathing pattern exactly 21 times. The 4-7-8 rhythm is not arbitrary. It mirrors sacred mathematical ratios found all throughout the natural world. It's the same ratio seen in the curve of a seashell, the arms of a galaxy, and the famous Fibonacci sequence. As you breathe in this pattern, your brain naturally shifts into what is known as the theta state. This is the exact brainwave pattern associated with deep meditation, vivid dreaming, and flashes of profound insight. After you complete the 21st breath, you will likely perceive some shifts. Colors might look richer. Sounds could seem to shift in distance. You might have a feeling of floating or expanding beyond the limits of your body. This is perfectly normal and a sign it's working. You are starting to tap into aspects of your consciousness that are usually filtered out by your everyday mind. Now for the second phase, the activation chant. There is a particular series of sounds that vibrates at the same frequency as your soul. These sounds were identified by ancient seers and have been passed down in secret for aeons. The chant is Satanama. You will repeat this chant internally, in silence, while allowing your breath to flow naturally. Sa aligns you with the universal creative energy. Ta awakens your inner divine self. Na signifies the eternal dance of life. Ma is the death of the old ego. Repeat this chant in your mind for exactly 11 minutes. You don't need to clock it. Your inner sense will tell you when the time is complete. Over these 11 minutes, you might experience visions, resurfacing memories, odd physical feelings, or powerful emotions. Do not fight it. Do not analyze it. Do not attempt to make sense of it. Simply be the observer of whatever comes up, as if watching a film projected for you. These images and feelings are a part of your cosmic history coming back online. They are clues to who you are outside of this current lifetime. They contain information about your true home, your calling, and your path. Some individuals see flashes of other lives. Some witness potential futures. Some make contact with their spiritual support team. Others just feel an immense calm and a sense of being part of something infinitely larger. There's no single correct experience. Every soul receives precisely the information it is ready for at that specific point in its journey. After the 11 minutes of chanting, we arrive at the most vital step of all, the moment for the sacred inquiry. You will now pose a question directly to your soul, and it will respond in a way that is unmistakable. The question is unchanging. Who am I, really? But do not form this question with your intellect. Pose it with your entire being. Allow the question to vibrate through every cell. Let it fill every silent space within you. Then, you simply become still. Be totally silent, with no expectation and no stress, like a hollow container ready to be filled. The answer can arrive in many ways. It might be a single word that pops into your thoughts. It could be an image that appears behind your closed eyelids. It could be a physical sensation in your body. It might be an overwhelming emotion that washes over you. It could be a feeling of absolute knowing that comes from out of nowhere. Some people are given their cosmic name, the name their soul carries on higher planes. Others perceive their form as pure light, how they exist without the constraints of a physical shell. Some are given insights into their life's purpose here. Others simply experience a profound merging with their own divine nature. The key is to accept the very first thing that arrives. Do not second guess it. Do not dismiss it. Do not try to explain it away. The soul communicates in a language that logic cannot grasp. Once you have your answer, even if it's just a subtle feeling, you must make a verbal declaration of acceptance. Say these words aloud. I see who I am. I accept who I am. I honor who I am. Speaking these words grounds the experience energetically. They serve as an instruction for your subconscious mind to begin integrating the awareness you just received. After this, gently start to bring your focus back to the physical world. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch out slowly. Open your eyes, but be deliberate. Do not jump up right away. Remain still for a few more minutes to integrate the entire process. Let the feelings find their place. Allow the new information to settle into your consciousness. A common mistake is to rush back into daily activities immediately after the ritual. This can dissipate much of the energy that was stirred up. It's like leaving a doctor's office and ignoring the follow-up instructions. In the time following the ritual, you might notice some typical after effects: a need for more sleep, more vivid dreams, shifts in appetite, heightened emotions, and an increase in synchronicities. This is confirmation that the ritual was effective. Your entire system is recalibrating to incorporate the new awareness. Over the next few days, Stay alert to the signals the universe will send you. The insights from the ritual will often continue to reveal themselves through chance meetings, significant conversations, new doors opening, and sudden moments of clarity. Your soul will keep sending you proof that you have truly remembered who you are. It will engineer events to confirm your experience. It will unlock opportunities that once seemed out of reach. But it is essential to understand this. The ritual can be done again, but it must not be treated lightly. With each practice, you access progressively deeper aspects of your cosmic self. Each session unlocks more advanced layers of knowing. The ideal frequency is to practice it once per month, timed with the new moon, consistently at the same hour and in the same location. This establishes an energetic groove that makes the connection progressively stronger and deeper. The more you engage with this, the more you will find that you don't require the ritual to make contact with your soul. The ritual is just the training wheels that teach you how to fly. Once you can fly, you can do it at will, at any time, from any place. The end goal is not to be reliant on any outside method. It is to remember that you have always been, are now, and will always be infinitely more than you were led to believe. This practice simply peels back the layers, hiding that truth for a moment. But the truth itself was always present, patiently waiting for you to find it again. You now hold the key. You have the wisdom that transformed the lives of all of humanity's great visionaries. You have access to the very same power they channeled. The moment you remember your true self, your path changes forever. The moment you witness your true scale, you can never again accept a life that is small. The moment you reclaim your divine nature, everything is transformed for good. And this transformation is not just for you. It expands outward like waves on a pond, impacting everyone you meet, and altering the very fabric of the world you call home.